It is October 29th, and that means only 3 days left of this wonderful month. And I always feel a little melancholic at the end of October because I love when nature is in its vibrant state. I love all of the colors. It makes me so happy and it inspires me and it brings me so much comfort. And to see everything turn grey day by day is just a little sad for me. But of course, I'm going to make the best out of it, as one should do it. And for the next few days, I actually have 2 photo shoots planned, which I'm very excited about. And the first one for today is pumpkin related. Now, a few days ago, I actually carved out my first pumpkin ever. I've never done this before because it's not a huge tradition here in Germany, but I really enjoyed it and I think I'm going to make this every year now. And it was just so much fun to see it all come together and to create this little, well, how should I call it? This little lady. I'm going to take some Madame Pumpkin photos and we're going to make a little trip into the forest. I really hope to capture some of the last colors of autumn before it's gone. I personally think there's nothing greater than taking photos in nature because afterwards I always feel so calm and grounded, and it's just such a treat to be surrounded by so much beauty. It's time to slow down, and our current series is Outlander. I only watched it until the 2nd season and she has never seen it before, so we ended up deciding that we should watch it together, and we're now already at season 4 because it is so addictive and we clearly enjoy it a lot. Now after a good breakfast, I'm going to do my makeup, and I'm seriously not good at filming this. I don't know how others do it, but if you're interested in the products, I will put them down into the description. And I really don't do anything special. I just start with a day cream, and then I use a concealer, a blush, eyebrow powder, an eyeliner and mascara, and that's really it. Sometimes lipstick. In general, I've never been someone to experiment a lot with makeup, and I prefer to just stick to the basics. It's October 30 and we already went some grocery shopping because tomorrow it is a holiday in Saxony. All of the shops will be closed, so we had to get everything so we don't starve. But anyway, I just finished editing my photos from yesterday and I'm very happy with how they turned out. Now I'm already preparing the second Halloween photo shoot, and it's going to be my annual portrait. I've been doing this, I think, since 2020, so there are already 5 portraits. I made a Hogwarts witch, a vampire, a zombie flapper, that was lots of fun, a Victorian ghost, and last year was one of my personal favorites, the Evelyn O'Connell Mummy. The Mummy is one of my most favorite films of all time. It's absolutely iconic. I love Evie, and I just thought it would be the perfect mixture for a Halloween costume. I've never seen it before, and I just love it so much. So this year it is really hard to kind of make it even better, and just coming up with something new was a bit of a struggle this year. So I ended up going with a hybrid, and that is a vampire witch. I rewatched all of the Twilight films this year and I'm so into vampires again. And also I always adore the witch aesthetic, so I thought I'm just going to do both combined. I hope it will work out, fingers crossed. I'm starting off with rearranging my parents' bedroom. Now, my mom has decorated this one wall with lots of pictures. 2 of the big ones were actually painted by my great-great-grandfather, just as a little side fact. For the props, I actually bought some new things a few days earlier, and since I couldn't find enough golden chandeliers, I ended up painting some of them gold. Now I'm trying to set up the scene with many little details, and of course a drink for the vampire, which is actually just a lemonade. But in general, I wanted to achieve that witchy kind of potion vibe, which I think kind of worked, even though I wanted it a little different. But well, that's life. I think it's fine. After turning everything back into normal, I'm now cozying up to read Lord of the Rings, which is one of my biggest obsessions at the moment. I always hesitated reading it, but this year I finally gave in, and I fell in love after only a few pages. And whenever I find the time, whether in the morning or the evening, I read as much as I can. And now, as I'm finally sharing this vlog, I'm already at the end of the book, only a few chapters left, and I'm getting so sad. I truly think Tolkien created such a beautiful world, and it's absolutely understandable how it inspired so many writers and artists, and it certainly inspired me as well. It's officially the last day of October, and that means Halloween. And with that said, I just finished editing my Halloween portrait for today. I'm going to share it here now, and I think it's fine. It's not really how I imagined it. It took quite some time yesterday to figure out the angles and the lighting. I was a little bit frustrated. In fact, when you have this specific vision in your head and you cannot fulfill it, it's frustrating. I think in a few months I will look at it and think it's actually great. Stop being so perfectionistic. But I think this is a very common phenomenon when you look at a photo or some of your work and you look at it for a very long time, you get this very strange feeling and you think, this looks not good. And then a few months later, it completely changes and you can see it as it is. And I think this is the case here as well. But anyway, Halloween. Halloween is not the biggest thing here in Germany, at least not in my family. But I can still remember celebrating it as a kid sometimes, doing trick-or-treating, wearing costumes. But I think the last proper celebration party was when I was around 18 maybe. Nowadays it's just usually a very cozy evening with a film, and that's also what we're going to do today, Jules and I. We're going to watch Nosferatu again, which we already watched at the beginning of this year, and he especially enjoyed it a lot, so I said, okay, we're going to watch it again. And I'm going to bake some brownies, and yeah, I'm just very excited. But let me know how you celebrate, and if you dressed up, I would love to hear. In fact, I would love to attend a costume party one day. I think that would be loads of fun. Maybe someday. I've never been much of a baker, but this year is the year of trying new things, and baking was one of them. I became especially obsessed with baking blueberry muffins, but today we're trying chocolate brownies, and if you want to see the recipe, I put it into the description down below. But now you can just relax and watch me baking these little brownies. And so the chocolate brownies are ready to watch Nosferatu. We both loved Nosferatu, mostly for the aesthetic and the cinematography. It really immersed you into the past. So even though we're not the biggest fans of spooky movies, we really enjoyed it for the art. And then, after a late evening walk and a good night's sleep, October is over. But gladly, autumn isn't quite gone yet, and the last beauty of the season is still there to enjoy, until it's asleep, till next year.